Hello and welcome back to IAmMe, and today we're going to be looking at finding equivalent fractions. If you haven't got the worksheet already, you can find it in the description below. For everybody else, let's get on with this.
Come on, let's get this over with.
To find equivalent fractions, you need to understand the one golden rule. Whatever happens to the bottom, happens to the top.
Does that mean I need to send piranhas for his head as well?
No, we're talking fractions, just fractions. Let's take a look what that actually means. Here we have the fraction 4/5. It's been converted into a fraction with a denominator over 10. We need to see what's happened to the bottom, so we can do the same to the top. We could say the bottom's added 5, but we don't use addition or subtraction. We only use multiplication or division. So how do we get from 5 to 10? Hopefully you realise it's multiplied by 2. 5 times by 2 equals 10. Then we do the same to the top. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So 4/5 is equal to 8/10. Let's take a look at our next one. We have 1/2 equals 8 over something. Let's start with our golden rule. Whatever happens to the bottom, happens to the top. Well, we don't know what's at the bottom, but we do know what's at the top. And whatever happens to the bottom, happens to the top. And whatever happens to the top, happens to the bottom. So we can find out what to do to the bottom by figuring out what happens to the top. So it goes from 1 to 8. Remember, we can't add or subtract. It's multiply or divide. 1 times by 8 equals 8. So we're timesing by 8. Bottom, 2 times by 8. The answer, 16. 1/2 is the same as 8/16. Here are 4 more different fractions where I want to find the equivalent. The first one in white, we know the denominator goes from 4 to 12. 4 times by something equals 12. Or I could say, how many 4s go into 12? Well, 3. If I times the bottom by 3, I must times the top by 3 as well. 3 times by 3 is 9. Blue. 1 to 6. How many 1s go into 6? Or what do I times 1 by to make 6? I multiply it by 6. So I do the same to the bottom. 5 multiplied by 6 equals 30. Then I've got the grey. 7 times, well actually I haven't got the top, I must do the denominator again. How many 9s go into 27? What do I times 9 by to make 27? I multiply it by 3. I also multiply the top, which makes 21. This time, the denominator again. 6 times by something equals 60. 6 times by 10, 4 times by 10 equals 40.